Hello everyone, today I will tell you about the film The Nightingale. Enjoy watching. Before watching, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'm trying to develop this channel and your support is the only thing I have. 1825, Tasmania, the time of the Black War. Claire Carroll lives with her husband Aidan and their little daughter. The girl was given the nickname Nightingale for her good vocal abilities. On the day when the military leadership arrived in the city, Claire performs in front of the soldiers. She was previously convicted and now hopes to receive the long-awaited papers granting her freedom. After the performance, Lieutenant Hawkins invites the girl to talk. He hints to her that it would be nice to receive gratitude for everything he has done for her. Faced with a refusal, he takes the girl by force. Returning home, Claire tries in every way to hide what happened from her husband. Having learned that the release papers have not yet been signed, Aidan is going to personally go to Hawkins. In the morning, the girl watches with bated breath as her husband leaves with the lieutenant to talk. A few minutes later, the man returns to work, gesturing to his wife that nothing worked out. In the evening, under the influence of alcohol, Aidan attacks Hawkins in a tavern. Their fight is witnessed by Commander-in-Chief Goodwin. He calls the lieutenant to his office and scolds him for what happened. Goodwin says that he will not give Hawkins a recommendation for the rank of captain. After the conversation, the angry lieutenant is going to pay a visit to Carroll's family. In his opinion, they are the reason for his failures. Taking Sergeant Rose and Ensign Jago with them, they break into the house of the young family. To cause Aidan maximum suffering, Hawkins takes possession of Claire right before his eyes. Afterwards, he kills the man and offers Rose to use the girl. Unable to bear the piercing child's cry, Jago kills the baby by slamming his head against the door. Realizing that they have committed a serious crime, the lieutenant orders Jago to get rid of Claire. Unable to find the strength to shoot, the soldier hits the girl with a rifle butt. Coming to, poor Claire looks in horror at the bodies of her husband and daughter. The woman goes to the commandant's office. There they treat her with contempt. After all, they did not want to publicize the fact that the soldiers were killing innocents. Having learned that the lieutenant went north to take up a new position, Claire asks her friends to bury their loved ones and sets off in pursuit. In order not to get lost, she hires a man named Billy. From him, the girl learns that the soldiers have also hired an escort. Together, they set off on their trail. At a halt, the soldiers discuss what happened. Ensign Yog expresses his fears. He is sure that they can be hanged for what they did. The lieutenant assures him that Carroll's family is to blame for what happened. Meanwhile, Claire and Billy also stop for the night, but she cannot sleep because of the nightmares. In the morning, it starts to rain, but the travelers set off anyway. At this time, Sergeant Roos finds a dark-skinned woman with a small daughter in the forest. The man drags the unfortunate woman to his camp, depriving the child of a mother. Hawkins orders the woman to be tied to the cart and orders them to prepare for departure. Billy takes Claire to the river. The current is very strong, but if they manage to get to the other side, it will significantly shorten their journey. The girl decisively directs the horse into the water. The current knocks it out of her saddle. Billy manages to bring the animal to the shore and get out himself. Seeing that Claire is carried away by the stream of water, the man hurries to her aid. Having caught his breath a little, the couple sets off again. They have lost a bag of supplies, so they have to stop at an old house. Hunger forces them to steal food and then flee from the owner. At night, getting ready for bed, Claire sees a strange man. He is very happy that he found a pretty girl in the dense forest and is already calling his friends to have some fun. Billy knocks out the bastard and they urgently set out on the road. Meanwhile, Hawkins satisfies his male needs with a dark-skinned captive. Having handed her over to Rose, he talks to the boy Eddie, who accompanies them. The guy has lost his parents and is looking for any opportunity to be useful to the army in order to feed himself. Claire, who dozed off in the morning, wakes up and sees Billy making a spear. He is going to hunt to get food for them. At this time, the dark-skinned men attack Hawkins' detachment. They kill one of the workers and wound Jug. The men came for their woman. The lieutenant kills her in front of them. Taking the bare necessities, he runs away into the forest. The wounded and frightened ensign wanders through the forest. Seeing people, he calls for help. Realizing that in front of him is the mother of the baby he killed, Jago runs away. Claire asks Billy to look after the horse, and she goes after the fugitive. Having caught up with him, the woman shoots the man. Jago begs for mercy, the gun jams, and Claire rushes at her daughter's killer with her fists. She takes the knife from him and strikes him several times, and then hits him with the butt of the gun until Jago's head turns into a bloody mess. Seeing this, Billy is about to leave. Only after learning the true reasons for such a brutal murder, he agrees to show her the way. They find a cart that the soldiers were forced to abandon. After examining the clearing, Billy tries to warn Claire, but she insists on continuing on their way. Waking up in the morning from another nightmare, the girl suffers from severe pain in her chest. Having lost consciousness and fallen into the enemy, she agrees to the ritual that Billy offered to conduct. It should help improve the girl's well-being. The man leaves her to rest a bit and goes hunting. For the first time in several days, the travelers manage to eat properly. Meanwhile, Charlie leads Hawkins' squad into a dead end. He did this on purpose to take revenge for everything the military did to their brothers. The lieutenant is ready to offer anything to get out in the right direction. But the old man refuses. Sergeant Ruse, without thinking, shoots him, for which he gets hit in the face by the lieutenant. After all, he killed the only person who could lead them out. A day later, Hawkins openly mocks Rose. He hands a pistol to little Eddie and appoints him a sergeant. There are only 4 of them left. Supplies are running out, and they still don't know which way the city is. Meanwhile, Billy and Claire find Charlie's body. They bury him according to tradition and set off in pursuit. Now Billy also wants to get even for his uncle's life. They overtake their target very quickly. Hawkins notices Claire and manages to shoot first, wounding her in the arm. The girl wants to catch up with them, but Billy catches up with her and offers to hide. He himself goes for a horse and runs into Hawkins' detachment. They beat the guy and force him to show them the way to the city. Along the way, he makes loud sounds, supposedly calling birds. In fact, he gives Claire signs so that she does not get lost. The lieutenant still notices the girl and makes several shots in her direction. All night, she wanders through the dark forest. In the morning, Claire notices the black bird that Billy told her about and goes after him. Coming out onto the road, she meets a married couple. They explain to the girl that she is on the main road leading to the city. A passing carriage stops, and the lady sitting in it gives the command to the coachman to give the poor thing a lift. At some point, she sees Billy running out of the forest. Rushing towards him, Claire understood from his look that Hawkins' squad was finished. They set off on their journey together. Seeing a house on the outskirts, the travelers go inside. The dead owners are lying on the bed. Having no other choice, they stock up on food and clean clothes to go further. Along the way, they see a group of men leading blacks. Claire immediately points a gun at Billy, pretending to lead him to execution. A few miles later, a cart with an elderly couple catches up with them. They invite the travelers to their place to tidy themselves up and have a good rest. At dinner, the elderly man invites not only Claire but also Billy to the table, which the girl is incredibly happy about. Unexpectedly for everyone, the young man burst into tears. In the morning, Harold gives the couple a ride into town. There they come face to face with Hawkins. He sends Ruse for the constable to declare that he caught a thief who tried to kill an officer. The enraged girl tells Billy to go back to the shelter, and she follows Hawkins to the tavern. In front of all the officers and personnel, Claire tells the bastard everything she feels. He tries to justify himself to the new leadership, and in order to silence her, he strikes her in the face. In response, the girl, looking into the eyes of the bastard, begins to sing. After that, she silently leaves the room. Billy puts her on a horse and they rush out of the city. At night, Claire wakes up and, not finding Billy, rides into the city. She sees Billy, wearing his tribal paint, enter Hawkins' room and plunge a spear into him. The Ruse, who ran out at the noise, shoots the guy. He still finds the strength to finish off the second bastard. The couple gallops to the riverbank for the rest of the night. Having performed the ritual, Billy sits down on the sand and meets his last sunrise. Looking at the rising sun, Claire begins to sing. It's all she can do, because all those who ruined her life have been punished, and what happens to her no longer matters. This is where the film ends.